Alright, what is going on, guys? It is Shane Dryer, or Story Times of Crimes, and today we're going to be talking about the time that I went into school pretty fucking high, let me tell you. So, I've only gone into school stoned twice. And that includes all drugs. So I've only been inebriated in school twice. Actually, no, three times. I did get drunk one time, but that's not worthy of a story time. It wasn't as eventful as this, but I remember this one because this one was nerve wracking, to say the least. It was not a fun high. So this was around the time that I had mentioned in a couple story times that I had taken a 2 year break. Well, this was probably a couple weeks into me starting up smoking again after that 2 year break. So my tolerance was extremely low. Okay, and this was also a time where I had my car. This was in 11th grade, and I had gotten my car at the beginning of 11th grade in October of 2018. And this was, I'm trying to remember, I think it was May of 2019. Yeah, it was May of 2019. And my aunt was monitoring me hardcore because I was getting into a lot of trouble. And she wouldn't let me leave for school super early. But this time around, I had gotten into my car at 7 in the morning and had left early. And my excuse to her was that, oh, I was just trying to go in and catch up on some work, because they did have my teacher had emailed her and told her that I should come in to make up work in the morning. So I lied to her, and she believed it. And I remember this because I had gotten weed the night before and I didn't smoke all of it. And I woke up in the morning and I don't know what I was thinking about, because for some reason I tend to think a lot in the moment. I obviously knew I had school. No shit, I'm not an idiot, but I wasn't thinking clearly, okay? And so I had decided to call my friend and said, yo, we should smoke some weed right now. I'll come pick you up before school. And he was like, bet. He was down. And this kid, let's just call him Keith. This kid actually is my best friend. I've gone through many people. I've had many people come and go in my life, and still some people who have been here for 3-4 years. But this kid's been in my life the longest. He's been around ever since I moved to Leroy. A very, very real and awesome kid. You know who you are, brother. And this story time is about, well, it has you in it. So cheers, Keith. That's not his actual name, but we're just gonna call him Keith. It's funny because I actually call him Keith. I'm calling him Keith in this story because that's his name in my phone, and the reason for that was also because my aunt knew the kid's real name, and I had to call him Keith and show her that it was quote unquote Keith, so she didn't think it was him, and we were able to hang out. It's tons of deception, but I hate cringy parents like that. Karen actions, like don't fucking try and fix me. I don't need fixing. Anyways, I picked up this kid and we drove to the park, which is on the other end of the school, where not a lot of people are usually at, and it has like a gravel like parking lot. It's pretty small, and I had brought my bowl, and we smoked a lot of weed. I took probably 10 bowls, and this was exotics, okay? And this is, of course, when my tolerance was really, really low. And I got high, and probably about towards the eighth or ninth bowl, and then obviously at the 10th I stopped. I was like, oh fuck, I knew I had fucked up, because I was ripped, yo. And fucking, here, let me plug my phone in because it's gonna die. But we pulled into the parking lot, and of course, me getting filled with anxiety, I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to go into school high. I waited till the last possible minute. I pushed it till 7:44, and you have to be in there at 7:45. I pushed it, yo, and I was actually able to chill in the senior lounge for a little while until obviously the bell, because you could still get breakfast, but you have to be in homeroom by then. So I had to walk through halls. I got the homeroom, and this kid me and him went our separate ways. And I got to homeroom, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm in for one today. I am in for one. And of course I was in for one, because that year I had chemistry first period, and every other day I would have a double period of chemistry. And so of course I asked around, because it would alternate between days. There was A, B, C, and D days. So A and C days I would have double periods, and B and D days I would have just one period of chemistry. And of course it was an A day, so I had to go to 2 periods of fucking chemistry first period. I remember it's because that year I had assigned seats in only one class, and it was fucking chemistry, and I was front and goddamn center. So I'm sitting here front and center. I'm blazed out of my mind, and normally the room was talkative, but I think people knew I was stoned because I give off different vibes when I'm high. Let me tell you. I think people knew I was stoned because you could hear a fucking pin drop in that room, yo. It was silent. People were staring at me too. And I'd actually gotten lucky that day because I think the only reason why I didn't get caught was because every single lab day the teacher, because it's obviously every other day the teacher has to get a certain amount of labs in. But there was like 2 days during the entire school year where we didn't do labs on a lab period. And that day happened to be, I lucked out. I had a horseshoe stuck up my ass because let me tell you, I definitely would have dropped a beaker or something. They would have known something was wrong with me because the funny part is the teacher called me like 8 times, and almost always I would answer questions. But this day, because I was stoned, I literally straight up told the teacher, I was like, I don't know the answer every time. I was like, I have no idea. And she accepted it. I almost cruised through it, even though I was nervous as hell, and it sucked. I mean, that high was not enjoyable because who wants to spend a nice, vibey, stoned high in fucking school? It fucking sucked. But eventually, I got through it, and I didn't get called down once. I got away with that, yo, which is incredible because I reeked of pot and I was smoking cigarettes. I smelled like weed and cigarettes, and my eyes had to have been bloodshot as fuck because my tolerance was low. And I went to third period, and of course, I was still kind of stoned in third period, study hall, but it wore off. But the study hall was a huge vibe. It was so awesome. I just talked with my friends. It was fucking lit. But those first 2 periods were fucking hell, yo. But basically, that's all there is to that story. I'm going to rip some masks. I don't care. And peace and love.